So the scale hadn't moved in weeks, but I'm still kind of noticing some things changing. My jeans are fitting looser, or getting complimented by people in the gym and strangers on the street, even family members that I wouldn't expect to give me compliments. And I think after a while, I really started noticing and realizing that progress isn't really just about a number on a scale, but it's largely has to do with the journey and the things you notice along the way. Well, I've been on a fitness journey for about quite a while now, at least maybe 4 years. More recently, I've been really taking my nutrition a lot more seriously, as well as just kind of being super consistent in the gym. I'm in the gym about 6 days a week, which is really awesome. I really love it. It's like my favorite place to be at this point. I've also been trying to, again, working on my nutrition, trying to eat better, being more mindful about what I'm putting in my body, and also understanding my cravings, because I think that's a really big deal. Sometimes we're not craving sweets because we want the sweets. Sometimes we're craving sweets, for example, because we're tired and our body's looking for a quick hit of energy, so we're craving a piece of chocolate for that reason. Things like that I've noticed and learned along the way. But I wasn't seeing any big changes on the scale for a while, largely because I think it was because of my diet and some of the choices I was making. And I gotta be honest, it's super discouraging. Some days I would just look at myself in the mirror and just be super unhappy with what I was seeing. I felt like I was putting in work in the gym, but not really seeing much progress, and rightfully so, because I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing. And honestly, I gotta be honest, I felt like giving up many times. I didn't, thank God, but I definitely felt like giving up a lot. Until more recently, started seeing some signs, some real signs, from some of the things that I kind of told you about before. So I wanted to kind of share with you 3 different signs for how I started noticing my weight loss progress. And the first one was my jeans. So my jeans suddenly started feeling a little bit looser, especially some of the ones that had been a little bit more snug. And not just one pair either, it's like all of them. I think that's kind of when I really started noticing something was happening, when I could just kind of take, the side out of my jeans and kind of be like, oh, there's a little bit of room here. What's that about? So that was really interesting, and one sign that I really appreciated. Then, people started walking up to me. I'm in the gym, and trainers that I speak to every now and then when I might have a question about, a move or something, coming up to me saying, hey bro, I'm starting to see your progress. You're looking good. I was getting a lot of people saying stuff to me, friends and people too. So I was like, okay, cool. Got stopped on the street recently, which thought was really interesting. I'm walking down the street in some of my gym clothes, and some guy walks by, looks at me, and is like, dang, bro, leave some games for the rest of us. And I was kind of smiled. It was like, okay, that was new. Also, over the holiday, one of my mean aunts looked me up and down, was like, so you been working out? And I was like, yeah. I kind of just pause a little bit, and I'm like, what else she gonna say? She said nothing, really. Only thing she really ended up saying was like, okay, I can tell. To which I was shocked a little bit, because I'm just like, this lady is not nice, so that was cool. But things have been happening. People sometimes tend to notice before you do. The moral of that story. Another sign number 3, is just I started feeling better. Started feeling a little lighter. I started noticing my energy increasing, things like that, a little bit more mental clarity, especially because I was, started not eating some of the things that I had been eating. I started looking in the mirror and actually liking what I was seeing versus picking myself apart so much. By the way, if you're a person out there that picks yourself apart a lot, complaining about whatever body parts you don't like, stop that. It's not healthy. No matter what, it's just not healthy. So just stop that. Having these experiences really made me start to think maybe something is happening here. Maybe I am changing. I think so often people focus on just how you look, but I think how you actually feel is something that's really important too. How you feel just physically, but also just how you start to feel about yourself. And progress is just such a really big morale booster, if you will, when it comes to just getting up in the morning and feeling or whenever you go to the gym and feeling like you actually want to work out. I just wanted to make sure I just say, if you're out there and you watch the scale as much as I did in the beginning and you're finding yourself discouraged, just want to let you know that the scale doesn't tell the full story. I've had people tell me this for a while, and honestly, there's a lot of people even online that tell you that, but I've begun to realize that is absolutely true. Sometimes your body is healing and changing and adjusting. And those signs are ones that show up in how you feel, how you move, and how you see yourself. I want to encourage you to pay attention to those signs as well, because those are equally as important as the signs you see from the scale or anything else. But that's it for me. Just wanted to share a little bit of my story and my journey along the way as I continue to make progress. And if you resonated with this, would you please hit that subscribe button below for more real talk on weight loss, mindset, and confidence to live your best life and increase your well-being. I want to also encourage you to let me know in the comments below, what's one non-scale victory that you've experienced lately? And with that, I hope you guys are having a great day. But even if you're not, find some reason to smile today. Peace.